Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys? Did you miss me? I know you did. um so I'm back, and I'm actually like back officially because I don't have my internship is over, and school's gonna start in like 2 weeks, so I have some time to kind of get back into the flow of making more content. I'm really excited because I'll have more time on my hands, and that means I can make like the content that I want to make. So for today's video, I'm actually going to be filming a tips for moving in New York City. So this apartment that I'm in right now is my first apartment on my own, and it's in New York City, in Brooklyn to be exact. And so I wanted to give some tips to anybody else who's kind of moving in, even if it's not your first time moving in. I'm sure maybe some of these tips might help you out, or just like reinforce some of the things that, some of the mistakes especially that I've made. And I probably will never make again, because it's always like the first time you do something, like you make the mistakes, and then the second time you learn from them. So most definitely when I move into my second apartment, I'm going to learn from these mistakes. My first tip is to have a budget and actually stick to it, because I had a budget and I didn't stick to it, and I faced the repercussions later. So now I think it's like, have a budget and outline exactly how much you're like, what's your max you're willing to pay for like certain types of furniture, even if it's to the smallest of furniture, like a desk or a bookshelf or something, and like to the most expensive, kind of like your bed frame, your mattress, your chair, because sometimes chairs are really expensive. Like, really know what your max is and stay within it, so that you can have like a clear guideline of how much you'll be paying your first month. Because I realized first month expenses are like the worst thing ever. Like, I don't want to have to go through that again. And I probably will go through like a smaller version of that, but for your sake, have a budget and stick to it. My second tip, and this might help you with your budget, is to buy secondhand. I know some people might feel some type of way about buying secondhand. I embrace sustainability, and I love the earth, so I would prefer to purchase things secondhand, because I know that I'm not contributing to more first-hand consumption. And I've been thrifting, and I've been buying off of other people, and this AC unit that's blasting in the background is actually secondhand, but she works really well, and I saved a bit of money instead of buying like a new one. Okay, the new one would have worked like better, but this works decently well, and I'm not like sweating in my house. And I bought it secondhand, and I probably will sell it to somebody else, and like just keep it in the ecosystem. Like, don't try your best to do things like that. That's just like, it helps. It's a little bit of help that we can do, but it does help. And actually, going into that a little bit further, if you don't want to buy secondhand, if you live in certain types of neighborhoods, I will say the more bougie the neighborhood, the better. But if you walk around that neighborhood your first week, you most likely will be able to find your furniture. If I'm being completely honest with you, my chair that I have I didn't pay for it. It was free. I found it along the street when I was walking down my neighborhood, and I have been around my neighborhood like completely in like a scope of a couple of blocks, like 4 blocks, like on every direction. And I found some really good things. My apartment is quite small because it's a studio, so I can't necessarily take those things. My friend who's moving in now, like I told him, like when he comes back, like do a walk around the neighborhood, like try to see, especially around this season, like people are moving in, especially around the September season. People move in on September 1st, like and move out before September 1st. So that last week of August, like go around your neighborhood and try to find things and see what you find, because I'm sure you'll find a lot of things. I found like a tea set. I found my chair, a table, a coffee table, and it's so cute. And I was just like, why are they throwing this out? It's because like they don't have space for it. Some people are moving outside of the state. Some people are moving into other apartments, and they feel like, you know, they want to get new things. And so people like me who don't necessarily want to pay for new things can get new things for free. And there's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong in like taking stuff off the street. Just like disinfect them. And that's it. And that's how you can save money, because I actually had a budget for a chair and that budget was gone. And I think that's the catalyst that caused me to have problems with my budget. I will also say, during your first week when you move into your apartment, figure out what's wrong. And I say this from like personal experience. I should have ran every faucet. Oh, I did. I ran the faucets like before I came to the, like when I came to look at the apartment. But I should have ran every faucet, seen how like the drain works, like all that stuff in the beginning, because like a month later you start to notice things are off a little bit and you have to like call and get it fixed. Like I just feel like for you, not to be in the same situation that I was in, just like check everything to make sure it works. It's as bright as it should be. It is draining well, all that stuff the first week, so that you could call them and have them come in and fix it. Because I especially know, like, when I started to work, I didn't, like, most of the time that people do fix stuff, like, it's during a work day. I don't have the space for me to like close off. Like, you don't see, I don't have a door, so I can't close off when you're fixing stuff in the kitchen or fixing stuff in my bathroom. You're gonna be able to hear all of my meetings and stuff like that, and that's not what I'm supposed to do. So I wasn't able to get anything fixed. So now that school's starting, I have a couple of things that I need to call them about. They weren't like urgent, but like still, like I feel like you pay them to work for you, they work for you, and like you should get them to work for you the way they're supposed to. Like, you're paying a lot of money for rent, especially in New York City. You most definitely deserve to live in an apartment without problems. I feel very, very strongly about this one. Another one, this is just for me personally. I feel like before you move into a space, cleanse it. Because other people have been living in there and you don't know what type of energy there's in that house. And this is mainly for people who are into that stuff. If you're not into this, you know, ignore me, but cleanse your space, you know. There are other ways you can cleanse your space in multiple ways. Florida water as mopping, like mix it in with your mopping water and like mop the whole space. You can like burn incense, you can burn sage, you can do a lot of things. Just like make sure you cleanse the space and get it as clean as possible, you know. And you can probably tell like when you first get into a space, like if it feels like somebody else has been here before. Just make sure that, you know, you provide yourself with the space to live in your house in the full capacity that you should, with your energy in there. And I like this because I'm very much about the energy that I put into my home. Like, my home is my safe space and my sanctuary away from the outside world, and I really, really cherish like this space, and I want to make sure this space is meant for me and for me alone. This is why I have a studio apartment with no roommates. And lastly, I think like for me, this was something I didn't do enough, and I am kind of loud. And I do have my boyfriend over quite often, and I feel bad because I feel like my neighbors probably hate me. But I befriend all of your neighbors. Like, befriend them in a more direct way. Because I, like, through passing, I'm like, hi, you know, how are you? Whatever. Go and knock on their door and say hi. You know, like, if you see a new neighbor moving in, whatnot, like, go and knock on their door and say hi. I'm very shy. Like, I'm so shy. I don't know how to, like, interact with people. So I'm not sure how I'll be able to do that, but we shall see. Because I think I have a new neighbor, like, in the apartment below me, and I'm very clumsy, so I tend to drop things, like, quite often. I should probably go say hi and, like, say I'm sorry for all the noise that I made. But yeah, hopefully that new neighbor doesn't hate me already. I don't think the neighbors hate me. I think this neighborhood is like pretty cool. Yes, befriend your neighbors. They are your point of contact. They will let you know like what's going on. I think like in the first month I had issues with like trash. I was confused as hell as to why the trash wasn't coming, and it was like it's been a week. Like you should come twice a week at this point. You know, neighborhoods in Brooklyn be piling up. So it's like if I had befriended them earlier, I would have known why this was going on. I think that's all that I really can think of. I know there are probably like other tips, but I'm not gonna like say a whole bunch of stuff that I already feel like people already know. But I hope that my tips have helped, and you know, good luck with moving in. I hope it all goes well. I hope you find a lot of peace in your move-in, and like your first week really goes well, and like you really fit into your space and enjoy, because it's great to move spaces. It's always nice to kind of give yourself like a reset, a refresh. So enjoy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content. It might be related to this, it might be related to other things. I do fashion, makeup. I started to sew more, so maybe I can make more sewing content. But fashion, makeup, world topics, I rant, but sometimes I don't post those things because I feel like they're a waste of people's time. But and vlogs as well, so hopefully I get to show you guys all of that in my range. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.